of being through time. You know what I mean? It's like how we, you know. So when you look back at yourself and like if you see a photo or something and you think that's me, like so prior to like maybe like the last 150 years, when people thought back at themselves, I think they must have thought that their memories must have been first person memories about where they were, what they were doing. And I think with the advent of photography, that your memories become the third person. You see yourself, like, and then film like now. Fuck knows, you know, because if anyone ever watches what they film, I don't know. But your memories are sort of so my memories of me being young are informed by home cine films and pictures in photo albums, and so I don't really engage with what and I realise I don't. And I've written a song called Lost, which is about the same kind of feeling. And I'm thinking, like, that isn't me though. And then it's even not me 5 years ago. I'm thinking, how is that me when I did that? You know, it's not a way to like absolve yourself to like, you know, think, oh, that wasn't me. You know, or like play some part and you think, I can't believe it. You know, that really wasn't me. It's the persistence of being. And in fact, that of course it's you. You know, that is you. That's who you are now. It's there. It's part of it. It's in there. And it was me trying to understand whether I believe that or not. So the song's kind of like it's slightly ambivalent as to whether I do, you know, whether I can genuinely feel me at this moment is all the me's that's ever been, or whether I think me at this moment is nothing to do with all the me's. I mean, I know in my head that of course I'm the sum of all the parts, but in sometimes I don't believe it. I just cannot accept it. So it's a strange feeling of dissociation from myself. And it was that I was trying to put in the song. And I'm not alone in it, because when I've talked about it with people, like most people seem to have it to some degree. This feeling that there's something, I think something's not quite right, whether it be you think you're going to get your life over again, or whether there are various ways that you kind of get this sense that things aren't quite as they seem. And it was that sort of uncomfortable feeling that you know, maybe I'm not who I think I am. It's an odd song actually, and took me took the longest for me to be happy with it, and I'm still not quite sure when I read it, because I've done it in such a way that it's actually quite hard to read. One of those, this is like War and Peace again. It's like a very, very long sentence. You think like, well, how did it start? It's got like 3 double negatives in it. It's like, what does he mean? So it makes sense to me, kind of.
It's like that. That's just like saying that when I was talking to someone that knows about these things, and we talk about memory. I assume that memory was like file cabinet. You put it out there, you remember. You don't. When you think of something, you reimagine it every time you think of it. So your memories
and slightly change it.
Are being not only you're drawing them again every time, but everything that's happened to you, doing to you, is changing the way you draw that memory.
Yeah.
So you are changing your own past.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a feedback loop, because you are the sum of your memories, but at the same time your memories themselves are being changed by who you are. Yeah, no, it's that, and also it's like the persistence of being. It's like you know, I can't remember the title of the book which set me off down this train of thought. There's a very particular book arguing that we don't persist through time. It was a philosophical, you know, it was rubbish. It was a great book and made me think, but at the end of it, I'm like, you know, it's one of those like the arguments I used to have with the band for like, you know, and then you always used to have someone like punching you in the head and say, well, that was real, you know. And the most philosophical arguments that I've ever had end up with someone punching in the head and saying that was real.
And the final, the song at the end,
Yeah, end song was, as I said at the beginning, it was me looking back at the moon landings and thinking, you know, where did it all go? And so that's the line in the song. It's like, and bookends with Alone. The themes are the same, and I wanted them to kind of echo each other. And in fact, there is the song that was supposed to end the album after End Song, which much as we did with Disintegration, which ends with Disintegration for all intents and purposes, but then has Homesick and Untitled. And Untitled for me was always the end song on Disintegration. For most people, they think it's Disintegration, but it's Untitled. And I wrote this song called Boding of Sky. And in fact, the lyrics are actually on one of the vinyl versions, I think. And that right until the end, that was going to be the last song, and then right at the very end, I took it off, and it's a kind of it answers the where's it all gone in End Song. And it was kind of an update. It's just me and an acoustic guitar, so it's very sort of hippie end. And in the end, that's probably what put me off it, because it seemed a bit self-indulgent. But it's a lovely little song, and it did do something, and it kind of lifted you up after, you know. But that was when the album was much more intense and didn't have no drone in it, and it didn't have. I don't think it had All I Ever Am in it either. It was much more low key and much more, you know, and this was just like a little spark of light right at the very end, a little twinkle. And I didn't think it needed. Once I put those two songs into the album, I thought, well, actually we don't need this song at the end, so we'll probably redo it as a band and have that on the next one. But yeah, End Song, I suppose, is, you know, the clues in the title. But it's it's just me wondering. It kind of carries on from what we were just saying about All I Ever Am, because I was thinking, like, am I still, you know, I feel the same looking up at the moon as I did when I was 10, but I'm not the same as I was when I was 10, and yet I kind of am. So the moon's pretty much the same.
You're not far now, not long to go. This is a question I'm looking forward to asking you. What are your 10 favourite Cure songs? Off the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as there's like 10 favourite Cure songs. It would change if I answered now. I'll change my mind halfway through. It's I think when I think about what we've done, I suppose if I was to answer the question honestly, and if I picked a song from each album, it would reflect the songs that I would like to have written for this album. So, you know, I'm not going to say Love Cats, because that's not really kind of how I feel. But I think that the fact that I wrote Love Cats is great, and I'm really, you know, I think, well, that's an unusual song to have written at the age that I was. It's like, I would pick songs. So I would pick Through Imaginary Boys, the title track, the first album, would be a song I'd be happy with now. It still kind of resonates with me. I think At Night from 17 Seconds, for the same reason we play that a lot live. I think it has the same kind of mood as this album. It would fit quite happily on this album, I think. Faith, the title track from Faith, it's always been a song that I felt, when I wrote that, I can remember thinking, I can write songs. It was actually the first song I felt I was really, really proud of. And there's not much to it, and yet there's something about it which I was just, it was everything I wanted it to be. I could have given up, actually, when I wrote Faith. I thought, that's it, I've proved to myself I can do it. I think, what on the Pornography album? I'm not sure, actually. Cold, probably, because we've been playing that a lot live in the last few years. That would fit on this album, mood-wise and musically. This is going to be difficult to remember. The top album. I think probably the title track, The Top. I think that would kind of fit. That's a weird song. It's a strange sort of mood. Sinking from The Head and the Door. Again, a bit of doom and gloom, but it's kind of couched in a more sort of, the whole album's a bit more sort of like bright and breezy than this that we've done. If Only Tonight We Could Sleep would be the song from the Kiss Me album, because that's another song we played live quite a bit over the last few years, and there's a lovely kind of mood to it when it's played well. Disintegration. It would be Untitled, actually, because it's one of my favourite. That is one of my favourite Kiss. I like that I didn't title it. It's really stupid, but I had the courage to not bother thinking of a title.